Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Corner Studio Sessions. I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Allie.
And today we're going to be discussing all of our body contouring devices here at Corner Studio.
Yes, perfect. So we have 2 different ones. So the Evolve.
Yep.
And then the Morpheus Body.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about Evolve. What is it?
Perfect. So setup-wise, you come in. It's going to be an appointment about an hour. So basically what it does is it uses heat and energy. So there are these little, I don't know, how would you explain? Paddles. Yeah. That go along the area of your body that you're looking to help tighten and help with muscle. So the thing about the Evolve, it has 3 different ones, but the one that's most used is the Transform. So that is the paddle. It uses heat energy, and then it also has electric muscle stimulation.
Yep.
So with that being said, the electric muscle stimulation is like contracting your muscle.
To build more.
Last episode, we talked about GLP-1s. With that, sometimes you can get a little bit of muscle atrophy. So a lot of the times people on our GLP-1 membership come and get hooked up to the Evolve as you're trying to lose weight. Sometimes you lose a little bit of muscle. The Evolve will help, get that muscle back to where we need it. So painless.
Actually kind of comfortable.
You can knock that EMS up pretty decent, though.
Yeah, to where it could be a little uncomfortable, but it's not painful.
Not painful.
It's kind of hard to describe.
You can play with the settings. We want you to tolerate it, but make sure it's doing enough where you're going to get a result.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And then what about the energy, the RF energy, with, loose skin?
Yeah, so with energy and heat, that's just going to help, kind of like the Morpheus, which we're going to get into next, but it is not invasive, yes. So it uses the heat and the energy to help get that skin to a temperature where you're going to get some of the tightening and...
stimulation of the fibroblast, collagen, elastin.
Correct.
Perfect. Yes. Yeah, and a non-invasive option is really nice for most people. And a lot of people do it on, their lunch break.
Yes.
It's quick service. It's really relaxing. So you get to sit in one of our rooms.
You do have to be consistent with it if you want to see a good result. But
definitely.
People who are normally into, looking good, feeling good, they're going to come in and be consistent with it to get the result.
And then a question that gets asked a lot is, okay, since I'm doing this Evolve, I don't have to work out, right?
No.
False.
That is false. Yes. So the clients that we see having the best response and results with it are people that are tracking or paying attention to what they're putting into their body. And then, sometimes people come from the gym working out and come, and
diet
hook up to the
and
Evolve.
Exercise outside of doing this. Yes.
Definitely diet and exercise. Can't go eat a McDouble and then get hooked up to the Evolve and then all of a sudden you're perfect, right?
It's not magic, believe it or not. It's
have to put a little bit of your own time into it.
Yes, definitely.
But and then like I said, people that are on the GLP-1s are already doing all that other stuff in the background, so they tend to have a good result with it as well.
Perfect.
But if you're looking for a more intense therapy that we offer here, talk to us a little bit about what the Morpheus is and how it's different from, how we said the Evolve is more of a paddle that just gets placed on the skin. What is the Morpheus?
So Morpheus Body, it's a different handpiece from our face handpiece. It goes a lot deeper, gets spicy, but the nice thing about our body is we do mesoram injection. So it's diluted lidocaine into whichever area we are treating.
I feel like since we've started that, people have really tolerated it a lot better.
You can't even feel anything. It's amazing because before when we just did topical, it was a little uncomfortable, but me and Lauren went to a conference and learned that, and it's been game-changing.
Yes.
So,
and the reason why it's spicier than the face Morpheus is because of some of the settings and depths that it can go.
Yes. So with the body parts, we do, well, at least on some people, it depends on their anatomy, is we do want to reach the fat and melt it. So we're going deeper, turning up that RF energy to help melt those fat cells. And then also we can do more superficial for loose skin. And the nice thing is it can be done anywhere. I've done elbows, knees, stomach, arms, butt, back of thighs. I mean, really, you could just do it anywhere. Same with the Evolve, too. You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
If you want to grow your glutes, put that tone on there.
Yep. Arms, legs, butt, stomach.
But really, I think the nice thing is it sounds scary, like, oh, microneedling with radio frequency, needles going into your body. But you're going to be numb from the mesoram injections, and we also have the laughing gas, too. So it just makes the procedure so much more comfortable, so people are more satisfied.
I was going to ask about that. So we do have the Pro-Nox, which is kind of like the laughing gas you get at the dentist, a little bit more mild than that. You can drive home safely, that sort of thing. People who are coming to see you for the Morpheus Body who do the mesoram, are they tending to have to do the Pro-Nox too, or are they comfortable with just the mesoram?
Honestly, most people do the Pro-Nox, I think, just because it's fun, just takes the edge off. But I've also had people that don't like that feeling, and they tolerate it just fine. Nice. It is like a little uncomfortable. It's a couple pinches, but the needles are so tiny. And honestly, me personally, I think the lidocaine is the most painful because it burns. Yeah. But really, it's
that pinch and burn for a couple seconds, and then
it takes like 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes, depending on the area, of course. And then I can just Morpheus you for like 30 minutes, no problem. So it's just a couple minutes of being uncomfy for a treatment that you can't even feel. So I've not had anyone have an issue with it, thankfully.
How do you, if someone comes in for a Morpheus Body treatment, but then they want to do something in between their next treatment, how long would they wait to come in for like an Evolve?
Oh, perfect. So I would say a week minimum. Okay. Maybe 2, just because the body tends to heal a lot slower than, like, say, your face and neck. So adding that heat topically onto an area we just blasted pretty much, it can make it a little bit more irritated red, but it also will help accentuate your results as well. So it kind of just depends on the patient, seeing what their healing is looking like, because everyone's a little different. But yeah, and of course, ultrasound jelly. We want to prevent infection, so at least a week, I would say. But if they're still super red and look irritated, then we'll hold off a little bit longer.
So like Allie said, the Morpheus is our more invasive procedure, but multiple modalities and mixing them is when clients get a really nice result. So if you have time to come in and do the Evolve in between your treatments, I feel like it's really good for everybody.
It makes a big difference. It's really just that enhancement.
Yeah.
It's the cherry on top of the cake.
Yes.
It's not the icing, but it's that cherry. It makes all the difference. Yes.
So I know we're talking mostly like body contouring, but since we're talking about Morpheus, and I feel like lately sometimes people come in for Morpheus and they're like, well, I read on like Google that the device can be, have negative side effects, or you can lose fat in your cheek. Can you talk about the depths and how like our estheticians here are trained to differentiate different areas?
There's going to be negative side effects to anything, right. Any procedure, even like medications. There's always going to be negative things, but really, it's who has the wand, the magic wand. It's who's using it, because you do have to understand the anatomy. Yeah. Depths. What plane are you going to be in? Why are we reaching the fat? Because we want to remove it. Yes, maybe on the tummy, but in the face, we don't want to do that because we can make them look a lot worse. Like, not correct the things they're trying to fix as well. Yeah. So really, education on different clientele, because everyone obviously has different anatomy, skin type, like the Fitzpatrick scale, because there's the epidermis, dermis, the fat layer, and then the muscle. So, I mean, the Morpheus isn't going to go that deep to the muscle, but if we want to like lift and contour, we want to be in the dermis. Mm-hmm. That's where the collagen factory is. But like here on the face, the only area where we will remove fat is the double chin. Yeah. So we're going super deep there and cranking up that RF energy. But I would not do that here. No. So it's really just about education. Perfect. But we do that all the time here. We train all the providers on settings and where to go and why and what it does, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all about the provider, and you just have to tell the patient that, like, yeah, I'm sure negative things do happen, but you have to be educated on what you're doing. So
Perfect. Love it.
yeah.
So come in for a consult if you have questions on those two devices. And lastly, with those two devices, what skincare that we have here pairs well if you're going to be doing something for your body?
Oh, this is a good question. So Alpha Body, but that would have to wait. Like you would want to stop using it about like 48 hours before we do the Morpheus and about 7 days after we do the Morpheus because of the vitamin A, the alpha ret molecule. And then there's other things you can do as well, like the PDGF add-on, essential. Just like what I said, how the body heals a lot slower, you need to put that PDGF topically on if you want less downtime, because that's just going to help speed up the healing process so you can get on your Evolve next week.
Perfect.
So
in our next couple episodes, we'll be talking about a little more about PDGF and kind of explain that to you guys and its healing properties. But
yeah,
thanks for listening today. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya. Bye.